Hello everyone, today I will introduce our project, Westbound Legend. It is a two-player cooperative game with Wild West theme. Two players work together to control a platform and guide a ball through obstacles. The project explores the importance of communication and teamwork in gameplay. Teamwork is becoming more important in both work and everyday life. This inspired the main idea behind our project. What if a carnival game could bring people together and help them become a team? As players begin the game, they need to communicate, coordinate their actions, and support each other. As the challenge becomes more difficult, teamwork becomes more important than individual skill. By overcoming challenges together, players build stronger connections and share a sense of achievement. Now let's look at how it works. First, we use the 3D printing to create many of the environmental elements. And we also use the laser engraving on the wall obstacles across the platform. And different laser engraved patterns were used for different score zones. And players guide the ball from the start to the end of the obstacle course. The ball then drops into the scoring system, triggering infrared sensors that record the score. To control the game, two players ride rocking houses. When the houses move back and forth, sensors are triggered to control the platform. One house controls forward and backward movement, while the other controls left and right movement. By working together, players can guide the ball through the course. If the ball falls into one of the circular traps along the way, the player receives the corresponding score for that zone.
To make the rocking horse work as a controller, we used an MPU sensor as a gyroscope input. The challenge was not just reading movement, but filtering it properly. The MPU can detect motion in 3 directions, but for our game, we only need 2, forward and backward. The next challenge was the mainboard. Almost every part of the system had to connect back here, including sensors, servos, lights, and other models. With limited parts available, we had to plan the wiring carefully and make sure every connection has a clear purpose. For the linear actuators, we also needed an extra driver. Unlike servos, which can be connected more directly to the board, the linear actuators require the driver to control their movement safely and reliably. For power, we used a battery to supply the linear actuators. At the same time, the servo motors were powered separately through a USB-C power breakout board to reduce the load on a single battery and made the servo movement stronger and more stable. We also added light sensor and LED strips to make the feedback more visible and to strengthen the carnival atmosphere. For the servo mechanism, we 3D printed gears and push rods. This allows the small servo movements to transfer force into the upper board, helping the platform tilt in response to player input. For the linear actuators, we also designed and 3D printed custom bases. They were fixed to the bottom structure with hot glue, and we left openings in the base so the wires could pass through cleanly. We printed adjustable feet with screws, so we could fine-tune the height and balance of the whole platform during testing.
After months of design, prototyping, and testing, Westbound Legend was finally brought to life at the exhibition. When we moved our project into the exhibition space, we entered the final testing and showcased it. Because the floor was slightly uneven and part of the platform was controlled by a leader actor, we spent time making final adjustments before the event began. 2 team members focused on turning the system safe, while the other 2 prepared the exhibition setup. Based on the actual case testing, Most feedback showed that it was too difficult for players to get the ball into the final hole. The overall difficulty was too high. Some structure on the level also blocked the ball, and sometimes the ball got stuck and could not move. Based on the final exhibition play testing and our own testing, we found several areas that could be improved in the future. First, we needed to solve the power supply issue. With a more stable power system, we could use the servo consistently to make the level move more smoothly, which would help reduce the difficulty of the game. Second, the strong sunlight at the exhibition affected our light system and made the scoring system less reliable. In the future, we could replace it with an infrared system to improve scoring accuracy. Finally, the overall game design could be improved. We could redesign some part of the platform to prevent the ball from getting stuck. A larger and safer blocking force design is also something we would consider in future versions.
By the exhibition, Westbound Legend had become a playable cooperative installation. Although the ball could get stuck and reaching the final hole was harder than we expected, but when two players used the rocking horses, talked, adjusted, and controlled the platform together, the core idea worked. It turned a simple ball game into a shared challenge.